You finally have some extra cash to save. But instead of feeling ahead of the game, you're staring at an alphabet soup of accounts: TFSA, RRSP, FHSA, wondering which path to actually take. The goal is to shelter your savings from the CRA so your wealth can grow faster. But picking the wrong account can lock away cash you need, cost you thousands in missed tax refunds, or trigger a 1% monthly penalty. Every Canadian faces the same dilemma: balancing the need for immediate flexibility with the math of tax efficiency. In 2026, these are no longer generic savings buckets. They are a highly tactical toolkit. This shows the two main superpowers an account provides. On the left, you get an upfront tax deduction. On the right, your withdrawals are tax-free. The RRSP provides the upfront deduction. The TFSA handles tax-free withdrawals. The FHSA sits in the center, combining both. Operating without a clear strategy leaves thousands of dollars on the table. We need to build an exact funding sequence for your situation. Let's start with the TFSA, the liquid shield. For 2026, the contribution limit is $7,000. You fund this with after-tax dollars, money that has already been taxed as income. Because of that, every dollar of investment growth and every withdrawal you make is entirely tax-free. The trade-off is that you get no immediate tax deduction to lower your current tax bill. Its strength is flexibility. When you withdraw funds, you get that exact contribution room back. But there is a timing trap. You don't actually get that room back until January 1st of the following calendar year. If you withdraw $5,000 in June and try to put it back in September without having extra room, the CRA will charge you a 1% penalty on that excess every month. The TFSA offers unparalleled liquidity, but it requires you to strictly track your deposits and withdrawals to avoid accidental fees. Next is the RRSP. While the TFSA is a shield, the RRSP is a vault. It is your tool for long-term tax deferral. You contribute pre-tax dollars up to a limit of 18% of your previous year's income. That contribution grants you a tax deduction, lowering your current tax bracket and generating a refund. This chart shows the profile clearly. The RRSP scores high for tax benefits, but sits at the bottom of the axis for flexibility. Your money is locked. Early withdrawals are taxed as regular income, and that contribution room is destroyed forever. You also have to manage the limits. The CRA provides a $2,000 lifetime buffer for overcontributions. Exceed that buffer, and you'll pay a 1% monthly tax on the excess, which quickly erodes your investment growth. Fixing this means halting contributions, withdrawing the excess immediately, and filing a T3112A form to stop the penalties. The RRSP provides massive upfront tax savings, but it demands total commitment and precise limit tracking. Then there is the FHSA, the holy grail for first-time homebuyers. The annual limit is $8,000, with a lifetime cap of $40,000. On our chart, the FHSA occupies a unique position, plotting high on both tax benefits and flexibility for buying a home. You get the upfront deduction of an RRSP and the tax-free withdrawal of a TFSA. However, the account is extremely rigid. Funds must be used for a qualifying first home within 15 years, or by the time you turn 71. If you don't buy a home, the money must roll into an RRSP. You keep the tax deferral, but the tax-free withdrawal benefit is lost. To take the money out tax-free, you must follow a very strict sequence. You must have a signed purchase or build agreement in place before you withdraw any funds. You must also intend to move into the home within 1 year, and the account must be closed by December 31st of the following year. Failing any of these requirements turns that withdrawal into fully taxable income. The FHSA is mathematically the most powerful tool available, but its value depends on your ability to meet ultra-strict timelines. Now, let's turn these complex rules into a personalized step-by-step funding sequence that is perfectly mapped out based on your specific life goals. This flowchart shows exactly where your next $1,000 should go. If you are buying a home, max the FHSA first. Then route additional funds to the RRSP to utilize the home buyer's plan. Aligning your closing dates with these CRA rules builds the largest possible tax-shielded down payment. If you are a general wealth optimizer, meaning you have a high income now but expect a lower one in retirement, your strategy shifts.
prioritize the RRSP to slash your tax bill today. Since that money is locked, use the TFSA as your liquid emergency fund. But if you just discovered a limit breach through a CRA notice, you have a different priority. You must stop contributing, withdraw the excess cash, and file the paperwork to halt those 1% monthly penalties. In 2026, wealth grows by matching the precise constraints of these accounts to the timeline of your life. Getting that alignment right is the only way to avoid the CRA's hidden traps.